Good morning, everyone. This screencast will serve to help you out in terms of today's assignment, which is writing an introduction for your argumentative essay. An argumentative essay is like a persuasive essay. It's when you give an argument and you try to prove your thesis. Okay, so your topic is should parents monitor social media? Okay, it's basically right here. Okay, the idea is um, the the question is here: should parents monitor their child's social media account? If you're in favor of it, then you're pro. If you're opposed to it, then you're con. You should have already done this assignment, which is your pros and cons chart. It was assigned last Tuesday on Google Classroom. Everybody should have 3 reasons underneath, like the ones that Elizabeth, who is in periods 8 and 9, has done down here. She has 3 down here. I'm just not going to show you all 3. She got her reasons from the classwork stream, and she read these articles that I have here. Okay, and then she went and she added her reasons onto the pros and cons. So she's already done that, and you can see that was last Tuesday's assignment. But what you're going to do today is you're going to write your introduction. Okay, so but we're going to do it a little differently. Normally we go to get a Google Doc and we just start writing, excuse me, and I show you an introduction and then you kind of write your own in class. Well, we can't do that with our online learning. So instead, we're going to do it through No Red Ink. Okay, so it has a lot of help there for you. So I think you'll be okay. Obviously, I'll be able to answer questions. I'm going to create another link called Introduction. It'll be in the classwork. There'll be a specific thread for just questions about today's introduction. So you can ask me all throughout today. Okay, so you're going to go to No Red Ink where it says Argumentative Essay Parents Monitoring Social Media. Now, mine looks different than yours because I'm a teacher and you're not. So all of this here is not on yours. You're just going to click on the assignment. Okay, and then when you click on the assignment, it's going to take you to this. It's going to take you to tutorial. And it's going to basically walk you through what you do in an argumentative essay. So instead of me walking you through it, the computer is going to walk you through it. So it's going to start with this, and you're going to go through, and you're going to say you're going to read each item there, okay? And then when you're done, now you don't have the skip tutorial part, okay? Only I have that, obviously. But you're going to go tell me more, and then you're going to scroll down. Writers use argumentative essays to convince readers of their opinion. It's more effective if it's well organized. Where do I start? So you always just click whatever it says. Okay. And you're going to go all the way through. Tell me more. Now I'm going 100 miles an hour. You should not go this fast because you're going to read each of these so that you have a better idea. Okay. And once you do all that, once you go through, um, you're basically going to, keep going. It's going to give you tips. It's going to give you ways to make your essay better. And it's even going to ask you a couple questions. Okay. It's going to say try it out. And then once you answer these 2 questions for try it out, then it's basically going to take you to this page. Okay. Now, mine says preview. Yours will not have this yellow at the top because you're a student and I'm a teacher. So when it says you are in preview mode, none of your work will be saved. That won't be on yours. Okay. One thing that I need to make sure that you understand is that when you are done doing whatever it is that you're doing, you have to click save and exit. Okay. So once you start putting things in here, okay, you can't submit it until you write every part of it, which is not going to be for, a week or 2. Okay. But you're going to hit save and exit once you're done. So our prompt is, should parents have access to and monitor their child's social media accounts? Now that can be Instagram or TikTok or Snapchat or whatever social media account it is that you have. Okay, it doesn't matter. But the idea is, should parents have access to it and monitor these accounts? Now, remember, we're not using first person pronouns here. Okay, so don't say, I don't think parents should have access to my account, or I think parents should have access to my account. Just say parents should not have access to their child's social media account. Okay, no first person, no I, no me, no mine when you do this. Okay, so your assignment today is simply the introduction. So when you're ready to write your introduction, and you're like, well, wait a minute, I'm not ready. All you need to be ready to write your introduction, okay, is you need to have completed this pros and cons chart. Okay. And if you're done that, then you're ready to go. Okay. Because what you're going to do is you're going to click add your introduction and you're going to type it here. Okay. So when you type it here, okay, then it's going to tell you, want help with your introduction? And you're going to be like, wait a minute, I do want help with my introduction because I don't know what to write. Okay. So then what it's going to do is it's going to take you through each step. Okay. So there's a hook. Well, wait a minute. We know what a hook is. And there's a thesis statement. We know what a thesis statement is. The only thing that we didn't use, or at least we didn't use this term, was bridge. The bridge is, and you know what a bridge is. Okay. A bridge connects two sides. Okay. So the bridge simply connects the hook with the thesis statement. Okay. So you're going to write an introduction of about 4 sentences, maybe 5 sentences. Okay. Depending on how much you want to do. Now, if you're not sure what to do, you can click on hook and you say, oh, I have to open my essay with an attention grabbing statement. And you're like, I don't know what to do. Okay. Well, if you don't know what to do, they have tips and tricks down here. Okay. You don't have to write your essay in order. For example, if you're having trouble coming up with a hook, write your thesis first. Okay. So you can come down here and click your thesis and then it'll say that. Now, if you're still having problems, even after you look through all of these different tips and tricks, okay, let's go back and say we're going to write our hook. You could view a tutorial. And if you view the tutorial, it's going to tell you, okay, exactly what to do in the introduction. Okay, first part is a hook. And look, it gives you an example of a hook. Okay, so it says 16-year-old Americans can drive a car, find a job, and even get married, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so it does all that. Okay, so when you do that, you can go and view that tutorial. Okay, you can also just view examples. And look, it gives you examples here. Okay, it actually gives you an entire essay of examples, which is what I used to do. Okay, when we were writing something, I would put them up on the board and let you access them so you could see them. Okay, this one happens to be about what time U.S. high schools should start. Okay, there's a second one about owning a cat instead of a dog. So you can use either of the two examples. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you an example of a hook. It's going to give you an example of a bridge. It's going to give you an example of a thesis. So what it does is it like helps you out here. Okay, now remember, yours is about parents having access to their social media accounts. Do not say parents should have access to their social media accounts for your hook, because that is your thesis statement. So if you want to use that first, then that's your thesis. Okay, but you basically just type all this in here. Okay, there's my hook, period. There's my bridge, period. There's my thesis, period. Okay, remember when you're done that, you got to come up here, and once you're done all this, now if you have a title, you can do the title too. Some of you have a very hard time coming up with a title, so that doesn't have to be done today. But if you have a title, put it in there. That's great. Okay, and click save and exit. Okay, and then when you're done your introduction, then you're done your introduction. You're all good to go. Okay, now I have all these other screens up here and things like that. But basically, what you have done is you've finished. You're only today writing an introduction. So you're going to go through the tutorial. Okay, you're going to have a hook. You're going to have a bridge. Okay, and it tells you what a bridge is. I'm sorry, there it tells you what your hook is. Okay, and then your bridge kind of brings you from your hook to your thesis. Okay, and it goes through. So hopefully, all of these examples and having it in front of you instead of me telling you, it's also a way for you to just read it. And then, even if you have problems with it, you can go back and read it again, look at their examples, and you'll be good to go. So, Monday's assignment, today is Monday, April 5th. Monday's assignment is only to write your introduction. Okay, we're not writing any body paragraphs or anything yet. You're just writing your introduction, and your introduction should include at least 3 sentences, somewhere between 3 and 5, but it should have a hook, should have a bridge, should have a thesis. Okay, remember to finish with your thesis. So your thesis is your opinion. Yes, parents should monitor their child's social media. No, parents should not monitor their child's social media. Okay, hook, bridge, thesis. That's today. As we get later in the week and we go on next week, that is, if next week we're in school, because next week is kind of spring break, but we're not sure what's going on with spring break yet. But either way, we'll get into the other paragraphs later on. So make sure today, hook, bridge, thesis, introduction, 3 to 5 sentences, you're good to go. All right. Have a great Monday.